Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's makeup tutorial is going to be a client makeup tutorial on WOC, and it's also going to be a Cutcrease Softglam client makeup transformation. So I started with cleansing of her face, and after that I'm going to be working on her brows. Guys, her brows is an ideal, guys. She has like really full brows. So guys, I did a tutorial on how I fill in her brows, or how I achieve a very natural brows, so that will be in a different video. And in case you guys don't know, I normally fix contact lenses for my clients, because a lot of them actually like to wear contact lenses for their photo shoots. So I wore her contact lenses for her. It's actually her first time, and she was so scared, because she said she's usually like that whenever anything is getting close to her eyes. So after that, I'm going to be cleansing her skin with micellar water from mismatix. I'll be cleansing her skin with that, and I'm going to use that brush to just run the micellar water on her skin, just to make it set into her skin. Then after that, I'm going to be using a moisturizer, and you guys already know my fave for now is Royal Ultra Mist moisturizer. Guys, that moisturizer works on any skin type. I'm going to be going into my Miron primer. It serves as a sweat stop and also a primer if you have oily skin. So guys, I use that on her brows, and I'm going to be going into a foundation. So this foundation is going to be serving for me as a base. I normally go over my client's skin when I start their makeup. I normally do like a very light coat of foundation on their skin, just because of the brows area, so there won't be any demarcating line from the brows and the foundation. So after that, I'm just going to quickly work on her brows, and I'll be right back. So guys, I'm done with her brows. Like, this is how it looks. I'm going to be showing you that in a different video. So after that, I'm going to be going onto her eyelid, and I'm using a concealer from Maybelline. I think this is deep. It's Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I think this is deep, so I'm going to be using that on her lid. I like to use this concealer because it gets dry and is really tacky. So I'm going to be using my brush to blend that into her skin. So after that, guys, I'm going to be going into a crease color. So I'm using a lip stain, a classic lip stain in Thunder. I wanted something deep, and I feel this lip stain is what will give me what I'm looking for, the type of look I'm actually going for, guys. So guys, this tutorial is a very detailed one. Like I told you guys, it's a client transformation, and it's a makeup on women of color. So after placing that lip stain in our crease area, I'm going to be going ahead to use a very small detail blending brush to blend out the edges. So if you are going to be using a lip stain as an eyeshadow, you have to work on it immediately you apply it, because lip stain dries like really fast. So immediately you apply it, you have to quickly go ahead and blend before it dries. Once it dries, you won't be able to blend it again. It's not a creamy eyeshadow that you can blend anytime you want. This is a lip stain. It's supposed to serve as a lip color, lip stain. So if you are using it as an eyeshadow, it dries pretty fast, so you might want to quickly go ahead and blend it out once you apply it. And that is what I'm doing right here. I'm blending out the edges so it serves as an eyeshadow. And sometimes there are some colors we actually like that we might not get from an eyeshadow palette. That's why we sometimes, especially me, that's why sometimes I make use of that's why sometimes I make yes. That's why sometimes I make use of a lip stain. Please. So that's why so after that, I'm going to be going into a Real Techniques blending brush to blend out the edges. Can you see, guys? Can you tell I use a lip stain? Can you tell? So guys, you have to make sure you have like a very clean brush at hand, so you can use that to blend the final look, like the edges. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a crease. If you guys want to see how I flatten this brush that I'm using a cutting a crease, let me know in the comment section. I'll quickly do a short tutorial for you guys. Like basically this tutorial, I took my time, guys, so you guys can see how I go about doing my makeup on my clients. So after that, I'm going to be going into Morphe eyeshadow palette, and I'm taking the deepest color of the eyeshadow in the palette that is close to the lip stain that I use in the crease. I'm using that in the outer corner of her eyes, and I'm going to be blending that towards the inner part of her eyes. So I'm still going to be going back to that same small blending brush. I'm going to be blending out the edges alone, guys. I'm not going to be touching the main color in the outer part of her eyes. I'm just going to be touching the edges where the color meets with the crease color. Can you see that there's not much difference between this color I just placed down with the lip stain that I use in a crease area? So I'm still going to be going back to apply more. I need a lot of in-depth in that area, so I'm going to be going back to apply more. As I'm applying it, I'll keep blending out. As I'm applying, I'll keep blending out. So I think if there's anything for you guys to take away from this tutorial, it will be blending and placement. Blending and placement, that's just it. You have to like blend. You need to learn how to blend a lot, and what I just did right now was to use a clean brush to blend the part I cut. I haven't applied any eyeshadow in that part. I just blended it because if you apply any eyeshadow on a concealer that is still wet, it's going to turn out to be patchy. So I'm going to be taking a warm brown eyeshadow in that part of her eyes. I'm going to be placing it there. So as I place it down, I'm going to be going back to the color I use at the outer part of her eyes. I'll place that. I'm just going to be interchanging that color, so you know, like you won't be able to know where each color starts from or where they meet. Can you see, guys? Can you see how it looked well blended? So I'm going to be going into that same Morphe eyeshadow palette where I picked the colors from. I'm going to be picking a color that is beigey color. You know, the color looks like a powder, but I'm not using a powder shade. I'm actually using an eyeshadow. So I'm going to be using a flat brush. I'll be using that to place the color on the inner part of her eyes or of her lid. Then because of blending, like I usually say in my eyeshadow tutorials, I normally say whenever you blend, you are going to take away from the intensity of the eyeshadow you have on the lid. So you need to go back and place that color back, like you touch up on all the colors you applied on your lid. That way it come out more intense. So I'm going to be using a liquid glitters. Is a white liquid glitters. I'm going to be applying that in the crease area, and after that I will be setting it with a white glitters that has like different reflexes. So it's time to go back into our skin. I'm going to be applying a foundation on our skin. So like I told you guys earlier, I applied that foundation just to set our skin down and to have something to hold on to when I finally go back to apply the actual foundation that I'm supposed to do. So the first one I applied is just to just give me like a plain canvas. So especially when I'm drawing the brows, so I don't have any demarcating line between the brows. You know how it is when you draw the brows and you want to apply foundation, be scared to get as close as possible to the brow side. So that's why I normally go ahead and after the skincare just apply a light foundation on their skin, then draw the brows. Then once I'm done with the eyes, then I'll go back and do the normal foundation highlighting and contouring. So now here I'm doing highlighting and contouring, and what I normally do on most people, my clients or myself, is I try to follow their face shape. I don't give all my clients the same highlighting and contouring, the same placement. I don't. If you guys have noticed the way I do my makeup on my clients, I hardly give them the same placement of highlighting and contouring, because I try to keep in mind to look at the part that I would like to bring forward on their face and the part I would like to recede, to push inside. That's the part I'm going to contour. So basically what you need to do is just to make sure that you blend. Whether you're doing the eyes, you're doing the skincare, you're doing the base, you have to blend. You have to take time. I mean, the time you guys see on our video, especially on let me speak for myself, the time you guys see on my video, sometimes 12, 10, 15 guys, it's more than that. Like, if there's anything I spend time on when I'm doing makeup, is my foundation, my skin application. That's the skin-based application, from foundation to highlighting to contouring, to even to setting of those creamy base. I like to spend a lot of time on them, because I believe that when I do that, it makes the makeup to wear into their skin well, and it makes it last much longer. And doing this is where I found out that when you apply a foundation that is a little bit lighter than you, by the time you take time to blend it well into your skin, it's going to mix up with the oil, the natural heat in your skin, and it's going to take your skin shade automatically. I don't know the science behind that, but that is what I found out. If you apply a foundation that is a little bit or one shade lighter than your skin, by the time you take your time to blend it well, you find out that it just take up your skin color, and you'll be surprised. I think when it mixes with the heat in your body, it just melts well into your skin. That's the best way I feel I can explain it. So guys, we are done with this skin. You can see how she's looking flawless, and I'm going to be going into setting our skin with a powder, and the powder I'm using is from Royal Makeup. So I'm setting where I contoured. That's where I'm setting. I'm not going to be placing it on the part that I highlighted, except there's any part of the face I highlighted I feel is too bright, and I'm just going to place the powder there a little bit. So I'm also going into that same Royal Makeup powder palette, and I'm picking the darkest shade from there. I'm using it to I mixed it with another shade of powder to slightly contour her cheek, because that powder is a lot darker than her skin. So I'm going to be applying blush from Classic palette, and I'm applying the orange shade from it. Can you see how this looks on now? And I've already I followed the trend of applying blush on the cheek, on the nose, forehead, the jawline. I just like how it blended and how it melts into the skin. It looks really nice. So I'm going to be applying a cheek glow, a bronzer, a glowy bronzer. I'm going to apply a glow bronzer from Milani. It's all over body and face bronzer, and I'm going to be placing that on the highest point of the bridge of her nose. I'll be blending that out, placing her forehead, highest point of her forehead. I love the eyes, guys. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section. I love how the eyes are looking, and in fact, using a lip stain, I love it, guys. So we are back to the eyes, and I'm going to be applying that same Zaron gel liner, I'm placing that in the inner part of her eyes. I'll connect it to the tear dot just to give her that cat's eye like look, because the contact lenses she's wearing is brown, the eyes, the lid is brown. It's giving me like a cat eye vibe. So I just have to complete it by connecting the black gel liner from the waterline up to the tear dot area, and connect it to the wing liner. So I'm just going to be going back to that part to tight line, so she doesn't have any obvious space, because she's doing a photo shoot with Amber Photography. Guys, if you haven't checked out Amber Photography, please go to her Instagram page. She takes amazing shots, guys, and she's a female. She's the best, guys. Her attention to details is amazing. So to her lips, guys, I apply, this is a concealer that I'm putting on it, so I'm not going to go ahead and blend it right away. I'm going to leave it for some time to get a little bit tacky, that way to give it that very bright effect in the center of the lip. So I'm going to be using a mascara to bring out a lower lash. If she had allowed me to do this way, I would have used that mascara to bring out her lower lashes a lot more than what you are seeing now, right, guys? She has amazing lower lashes, guys. So you can see what I'm talking about the lip stain, because I allowed the concealer to get tacky a bit. That's why it's looking bright. So this brush is what I use in blending the crease color, which is the lip stain we used, and the lip stain was what I even used in her lips. So I had to use that brush to also blend the lip stain together. So guys, after this, I went ahead to cover up that part you're seeing a shadow on her lashes. I went to correct that, and I spray her some setting spray, and she was good to take a photo shoot. Guys, check out Amber Photography to see. And what I'm doing right here is I'm using a Vaseline. So if you are using a lip stain that is over drying, use a Vaseline. Bye guys.